It's another damaging leak. On Saturday, Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce denied the decision to veto Kevin Rudd was made by Mr Turnbull as a captain's pick.
I don't think it's giving too much away to say it's in the majority.
But sources confirmed today that 11 ministers spoke at the Cabinet meeting in favour of Mr Rudd's nomination, 10 against. Mr Joyce said he would support whatever Mr Turnbull decided. And Labor has raised new questions about the decision following the revelation that New Zealand Prime Minister John Key publicly criticised the Rudd bid on Monday last week, 2 days after receiving a phone call from Mr Turnbull about the position.
Hopefully the Australians will support Helen Clark.
He said many Australians knew the best candidate was not Kevin Rudd. Mr Key was flying the flag for the Kiwi contender Helen Clark, but his intervention came as the Australian Cabinet prepared to consider Mr Rudd's nomination.
What Mr Turnbull has done is outsource his dirty work to the Prime Minister of New Zealand. It just shows how weak Mr Turnbull really is.
The Turnbull phone call was revealed as Mr Key explained another embarrassment, the sort that can happen to any bloke, being spotted at an airport with his fly undone. In a radio interview the other day, he said he'd forgotten to adjust himself because the phone rang and it was Mr Turnbull at the other end.
And in the rush to speak to the Australian Prime Minister, that's where I'm blaming. It's a diplomatic incident caused by the Aussies. Well, I was talking to Malcolm Turnbull about Helen Clark.
Having been caught with windows open on his laptop, as some comedian put it, Mr Key will be wishing he'd taken advice from Kevin Rudd.
I've got to zip.
Laurie Oakes, 9 News.